Ladies and gentlemen, Liz Cheney tried and failed to get Trump with a congressional panel. So did Adam Kinzinger. They both voted alongside Trump over 90% of the time in Congress, according to 538. They opposed Trump on major issues pertaining to foreign policy, which is why, despite what Liz Cheney states regarding an alleged personality cult, there does not exist a personality cult, okay, within the Republican Party or within American politics around Donald Trump. I don't like Trump because of his personality. I like Trump, and I like DeSantis, and I liked Bernie Sanders, although he actually votes alongside Liz Cheney, or would vote alongside Liz Cheney if she became a Democrat, which she basically is. I oppose Lincoln Project foreign policy. Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts and military quagmires and interventions. I oppose those things. That's a moral imperative to oppose those things. When I lost friends in the past couple of years because of my sin, the blasphemy and the heresy that I committed, voting for Trump, I tried to explain to them, very educated, wonderful, highly moral, wonderful liberal Democrats who were oftentimes apoplectic, and if they don't hear something they like, hysterical. But I tried to explain, I'm voting for Trump because I don't want never-ending counterinsurgency conflict where we send Americans off to overseas, to places thousands of miles away, and leave them there, and they have to deal with the repercussions of these horrible wars that never ultimately achieve any U.S. foreign policy goal. To the contrary, what Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld, and what Kinzinger and Liz Cheney would want to do is repeat the same failed foreign policy. Trump opposed and reversed that with the Doha Agreement, with which mashed potato brains completely botched. So that was the main difference between the never Trump Republicans and Donald Trump. In addition to, Trump was willing to impose tariffs, do things. They always said that Trump was doing things that Republicans didn't. Yes, that's why conservatives like Trump. That's why former lefties like myself, or progressives, or liberals like myself, or whatever I was, gravitate towards Donald Trump, because he's not the establishment politician that worships intelligence agencies. He's the antithesis of an authoritarian. You have to be completely ignorant of history to think that Trump was an authoritarian, or that there's a cult of personality around him. People like his policies. Get it in your head. People, viewers who just stumble upon this that can't realize why anyone would vote for Trump. They like his policies. We had record low unemployment, record low Black and Latino unemployment. Gas was at gas prices around $3 or less with Trump. Inflation was about 2%. We had wonderful economic growth. We had hundreds of thousands of new manufacturing jobs. He was the first president to step foot in North Korea, to begin détente between North and South Korea. The Abraham Accords negotiated, reversed the Lincoln Project foreign policy that basically ended America's longest war. And then mashed potato brains Biden botched that. So they're now trying to get him on January, and what happens? DOJ declines to charge Meadows and Scavino with contempt of Congress, two of the people closest to Donald Trump. They'll never get Trump because he didn't commit a crime. That's another issue. He didn't commit a crime. They can't indict somebody who hasn't committed a crime. What they want to do is investigate and then get people on public relations, stories like Peter Navarro, going after Navarro and going after Bannon, but they didn't go after people who ignored congressional demands when Jason Chaffetz was investigating Hillary's private server with top secret intelligence for 4 years outside of the United States government. So the hypocrisy is profound. But hit subscribe to this channel. I have a segment up right after this one on the stock market crash channel. And we're going to talk about the Dow 300 points down. But see, again, it's going to get below 30,000. NASDAQ will descend thousands of points below where it is now. S&P will be descend far more, unfortunately. Bitcoin's going to get to 10,000 or below. And subscribe also to the Bitcoin crash to 10,000 or lower channel. I don't know. I couldn't have been more direct when starting that channel regarding my thoughts about cryptocurrencies. They're going to descend to 10,000. It's going to be $10,000 or below Bitcoin. And I don't want that to happen, but Coinbase, Tether, these things won't be around, unfortunately, for a number of reasons, and I explain that. Subscribe to both of those channels. It's below in the pinned comment and the description section. So watch the description section. I was telling everybody what's going to take place in September of 2021 and in my Federalist article in October of 2021. And everything I said is taking place, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm telling you it's going to get a lot worse, unfortunately. If you want to support my work, my Patreon is below in the pinned comment and also in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, they tried to get Mark Meadows and Dan Scavino, but they can't because Trump didn't commit a crime, and all they want is cooperation. And he's very close. Both are very close to Donald Trump and President Trump at that point, and they can claim executive privilege, or they can say, "Hey, we're not going to just give up our we're not just going to give up our discussions with the President of the United States of America simply because a partisan panel that is somehow trying to accuse Trump of committing something wants us to give up this information." So the CNN article here, there's a CNN article talking about how the DOJ didn't get, Merrick Garland actually sided with Trump and Scavino and Mark Meadows because they didn't indict Scavino and Meadows in the manner they did with Navarro or Bannon. I think the difference was, the primary differences were that Scavino and Meadows were closer to Trump and can claim executive privilege, which is hilarious because that's exactly why that panel was created, to get to Trump, to get to the bottom of what Trump did. It's like he didn't do anything. The mayor of D.C., the attorney general of D.C., Merrick Garland, the attorney general of the United States of America, never leveled any charges against Trump. The FBI cleared Trump. So why are they doing it? Why do they even have this panel? Okay, they have the panel because they want to milk and they want the press, which most Americans care about inflation. They see what happened 2 years ago during the summer, and they're like, okay, that was one day you're focusing on this panel. Where's the congressional panel on the summer? Okay, that summer is $1 to $2 billion in property damage. And there's a belief that, well, property damage isn't that big of a deal. It's like, well, you wouldn't want your property. The same people who say that, God forbid, if you did something to their car or computer, oh my God, it would be the end of the world. But then oh yeah, property damage, that's not that big of a deal. It's like, well, not really. I mean, it is really. So, but there's no, of course it's a big deal, but it's always different when it's your property or something, your possession. But of course, the demonstrations in the summer, yeah, I agree with the cause. The cause was a just cause, but no cause, no matter how just, is worth such destruction and chaos. So, and CNN said fiery but peaceful, and they didn't care. Liz Cheney and Kinzinger didn't condemn any of that stuff. They just, they know that they're relics. They know that the Republican Party is a Trump Republican Party because it's a populist foreign policy and more of a populist economic policy. Okay? Not the never Trump Republican, endless quagmire military intervention, embrace the rear end of every multinational organization just like Democrats. That, again, there are policies, there's a mindset or philosophy, a foreign policy view, and domestic policy view. Okay, Democrats will, in a heartbeat, do whatever a multinational organization wants domestically. That's not what Trump and Trump Republicans are about. And I agree with that. I agree with the Trump Republican viewpoint on that. And so the thing is, like, I have to speak in roundabout terms, but again, it's like there are many differences that make Trump a lot more attractive to people, or DeSantis. And so that's it. Has nothing to do with a cult of personality, and they can't get Meadows and Scavino because apparently they tried to work with the panel, whereas Peter Navarro wasn't as high up and he didn't try at all to work with the panel. But anyway, Peter Navarro is just waiting. He's just waiting for the midterms to take place, and then that panel will be dissolved. So anyway, hit subscribe to this channel. So is Bannon. Hit subscribe to this channel. Go to the Stock Market Crash channel right now. Go to the Bitcoin Crash channel right now. They're below in the description and the pinned comment. I'll be back in a couple of hours, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Once again, Trump escapes indictment from Liz Cheney or the establishment. They'll never indict Trump on anything because he didn't commit a crime. On the other hand, Clinton could have easily been indicted by the Justice Department, and the FBI could have easily said, oh yeah, by the way, here's how Madam Secretary transferred top secret and special access program intelligence. Highly unlawful, illegal, impossible to do, but they managed to do it. That didn't happen. Also, I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024 or Hillary Clinton, DeSantis 2024. You might say, well, what are you talking about? You just said that she transferred top secret intelligence onto servers. Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know how that she did that, but and I know exactly it was almost certainly a cover-up by Comey, because anyone else would have been charged. I mean, you see the way they go after people. They arrested Peter Navarro for not working with Liz Cheney's committee, and they didn't find intent with Clinton owning top secret intelligence. But you know what? 2016 is still, every day is 2016. And I want to redo. We need Hillary, Trump, 2024. I don't think she's going to have a tough time with mashed potato brains. Okay? I don't think that our current president, mashed potato, is going to be difficult for Hillary Clinton. So, and I just want to also see the far left or the progressives vote Hillary Clinton again. It's just something I want to see, okay, for a lot of reasons. I want to see specific individuals tell their viewers again to vote for Hillary. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now to this channel.